It's Motorhead right here on your Classic Metal Show with Dead Men Tell No Tales. And that, of course, is, like I said, Motorhead.
Yeah. Tim James certainly wouldn't have picked that on his top 10.
Well, speaking of the top 10,
yeah,
I listened. I did not get to listen to the top 10 when it aired.
Okay.
I didn't get to, listen almost 6 hours of music, but I did listen to it. I was out traveling a bit over the holiday.
Right.
And so I was able to, once again, love the Spreaker.
Sure.
I love the ability to just, click on the Spreaker and listen to it in the car.
Sure.
So I listened to it. That's what kept me entertained all the way on the drive to Ohio.
Okay.
A lot of good tunes there.
Yeah, there were.
But come on. What's up with The Who and Queen?
The Who?
The Who and Queen. And especially when they weren't even full albums. They were just a song or two.
Tim cracked me up with two things. He introduced every single song the same way. He's like, "This is the Classic Metal Show, and I'm TJ James."
TJ James.
But he said the same shit every time.
I know.
And then going out of every song, he said the same shit every time. He said, "So without further ado, here's Queen with some other song that you guys are all going to hate."
Right. Well, coming right out of the gate, our good friend Doghouse.
Yeah.
He definitely put some creativity in behind his goofing on Tim, and especially his first break, and he just like, "Hey, that's the Who right here on WCMS, and anytime you hear the Who, we're going to give away tickets or a new CD,"
Yeah, he did a good job.
And he did the whole calling in as himself, and it's just like, I don't want the CD. Screw you.
I want to hear Pig by Overkill.
Right. So he did a good job doing the whole improvising thing and, doing the setups and whatnot. And
Sure.
that was very entertaining.
It was.
And so overall, it was quite a batch of great music. And, with Exodus taking top honors with at least three of us.
Yeah, well, three of the top 5 had it listed as 1 or 2.
Right.
Because I had it 2 and you and Doghouse had it 1, I think.
Exactly.
And then I don't remember what Tim had, but I'm sure it was Nickelback. Oh, no, he had AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Come on. Really? AC/DC?
They were in the middle of the pack for me. I put them in at 5.
Yeah, I put them in at 30.
So they were middle of the pack, but I kind of mixed it up a little bit this year. Some of them were just straight ahead melodic stuff, and then some of them were a little bit more aggressive.
Sure.
So there was a lot of great stuff this year. Because we don't play that much music here on the show throughout the year.
Right.
I don't have the day job at home like you do, to where you have an opportunity just to play that stuff.
Sure.
I didn't realize how many great CDs were out there this year, because when it was time to pare it down, I was just like, holy shit, these guys had this, and this was this, and that was out, and
Well, dude, and what's funny is there were so many good records this year that, we had 5 different countdowns.
Right.
And our 5 countdowns did not list, I listened to Bill Peters the other night, and his top stuff, some of his top 5 stuff, didn't make any of our 5.
Right.
And it was good stuff, too. The Dagger record is one that I like that record a lot, but the production's kind of choppy for me, which is why it didn't make mine. But they had that Dagger record. The band's called The Dagger, which I doubt you've ever even heard.
I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, and that's just like an old school, sounds like a 70s metal band.
Right.
But it's really, really good stuff. And, that's kind of the point, is that there was so much good stuff. A lot of Bills fans, a lot of Bills listeners liked the Riot 5 record, the remaining guys from Riot.
Exactly.
And good record. I personally wouldn't have ever voted for it because of the production, but the songs are great. And but again, that's another one. Didn't make any of our 5.
Sure.
So there's just there was literally, if you take, I think we both respect Bill and we respect Bill's audience too. So if you take our five people's selections and you take Bill's as a sixth, you're coming up with probably 60 or so different bands.
Right.
Amazing this year how much good stuff there was.
Well, like I said, it was like the 7-year itch. It was like 2007 was a real stellar year.
Sure.
For music. And, the rest of the years have been pretty good too. I think 2000, either 11 or 12, I don't remember, was kind of sparse.
Yeah.
But this year came back just, without even realizing it, came back very strong.
Dude, it was like every week I was getting 2 things that I liked. And that never happens. I mean, it's, as much as I liked the record, I think that the Primal Fear faded for me just because it came out at the beginning of 2014.
Sure.
But then listening back to, I know everybody seemed to have that record in their top 5. Listening back, so I pulled it out and listened to it, and I was like, man, that's fucking good stuff.
Yeah. The other one that didn't get a lot of, mention, but I thought was a solid record, and they made my list, was the Astral Doors.
Well, I don't think anybody knew it was out. Honestly, I mean, I did, but I don't think most people knew it was out. And, I think people knew, I could be wrong on this, but I would think most of the CMS crowd only knows of Astral Doors because of us.
Right.
Because there's not a lot of people playing Astral Doors.
Sure. But I thought that was a solid record. And, personally, I stayed away from the more known names if I could. Like, I stayed away from Sebastian Bach, and I stayed away from the Winger, and I stayed away from, another band that should have made the list, but, it was so difficult, was Mr. Big.
Yeah, that was a good record.
They missed the list. And, Kix, their record, even though it's kind of that pop 80s metal, for a return record for Kix, I thought it was solid, but I just assumed that maybe, since Doghouse I know is a huge fan.
Sure.
I thought maybe that'll make his list, so I don't want to over-represent here.
Well, I didn't care what anybody picked. I basically just went with what I played the most. And I had a list of about 25 things, and I just narrowed it down by what I played the most throughout the year, and that's what it was. Some of it was a little bit odd. Machine Head doesn't necessarily fit real well with the show, but I played the shit out of it, so it made my list.
Right. The other one that I totally missed because I didn't get to listen to it, and either I don't have it or I didn't get to listen to it, was the Bullet.
Yeah, I don't even have that.
Yeah, that was just like, wow, how did I miss that?
Yeah, I missed that one too. I don't own that one.
So that was another good one that just kind of caught me off guard.
Sure. There's a lot of good stuff. I'll give Tim an ounce of credit, and just an ounce of credit. I like that Dead Daisies, which I didn't even really know about at all. Did you like that or no?
I'd have to go back and listen to it again.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, another AC/DC sounding band, but it was cool. Or sounded kind of like London Choir Boys, which I like.
Sure.
So,
well, I thought the whole list had a good mix. There weren't too many things that were overrepresented by too many people. I think probably the most, the one that got represented the most, obviously, was the Exodus.
I think Primal Fear.
Yeah, that was the other one.
Primal Fear was on 4 of the lists. Primal Fear made everybody but Tim's, because obviously the Queen record was much more important.
But that Primal Fear record, strong, very strong.
Very strong. Primal Fear was on mine, yours, Red and Jerry's, and Doghouse's.
Right.
So yeah, that's a great record.
And then I guess the Steel Panther just made Red and Jerry's list.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Steel Panther twice last year and like them, enjoy them, but making my list, I don't think so. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. But anyway, overall great show. I enjoyed it. It gave me entertainment to listen to the entire ride from Chicago to Akron.
Right, yeah. You had a good run, man. You've been busy.